Hey guys, you're back with Steph and Dennis, and today it's just me, Steph, here with you all because I'm back with my second Wealthsimple portfolio update. So if you've been watching our videos for a while, you'd know that I've been investing with Wealthsimple, both the Invest and Trade platform, since the beginning of 2021, and now it's officially August, so just over the half-year update. If you haven't seen the first video update that we did back in April, I'll make sure it's linked somewhere in the video, or at least at the end of the video for you to check out after this one to see what's changed, and I'll obviously do a little bit of comparing between the two today too. So if you like these portfolio update videos and you want to see more of them in the future, make sure you show us some love down below by hitting that subscribe button and giving it a like, and let's jump right into the video and the update. Okay, so to kick it off, I'm going to start with my Wealthsimple Invest portfolio. If you haven't seen our videos in the past where we go over specifically one where we review the entire Wealthsimple platform and we explain the difference between Wealthsimple Invest and Wealthsimple Trade, I highly recommend you check out that video after this one for all of the details. So as a really quick recap, Wealthsimple Invest is an online robo-advisor. So after the initial account setup and everything that goes into that, all that I do on a monthly basis is automatically transfer and push $1,000 into my TFSA account on the Wealthsimple Invest platform, and it actually does the investing for me. Also, my money is largely invested in ETFs or exchange traded funds on this platform, like XIF for international equities, VTI for US equities, and XIC for Canadian equities. I'll also make sure that we put up a shot on the screen right now showing you all the other ones that I'm invested in as well within that account. So now if we actually look into the amount of money that's in that account right now, I currently have $15,769 or so in there, which is actually a return of $7,069 or 5.5%. Now this is a bit of an increase actually since our last update in April, so that's what, April, May, June, July, about a 4-month change from then to now. I've gone, at the time I had $10,000 in there for a $50 return or only 0.5%. So the amount of the return has gone up substantially since then. Now something to keep in mind is that these results from the last 4 months since that last update video is still at my portfolio being at a risk level of 8. In that video, which we'll make sure we link here for you to actually check out, here's the point that it's linked for you, I talked about how I was planning on going from a risk level of 8 to a risk level of 10. Now, both of them are considered a growth portfolio still, but it would be increasing my risk to the maximum level. The reason for this, for me personally feeling comfortable with this decision, is that I'm still young, I'm planning on investing for the long term, and I do want to have a riskier portfolio now. So again, moving up from that 8 to a 10, still a growth portfolio, but moving me into 90% equities and 10% fixed income in bonds. That's the difference from then to now. It's also going to mean likely smaller returns in the short term, for potentially larger returns in the long term. So what was nice is I could make that change to my portfolio and its risk level right there in the platform. It was super easy to do, but also with some good warnings and information along the way to make sure that you were truly informed of what that switch means and if you're actually comfortable with it. So we'll walk you through on the screen now too, but basically what you do is what you do first is go to where the risk level is shown, click change, review how the change would actually impact the holdings, so you can actually slide on the bar, a risk level of 8 to 10, what the difference would be into what you're actually holding, all of those specific funds. You then click apply the change. It gives you some information about how long it will take, which is a few days, and then bada boom, bada bing, it is done. So again, keep an eye out on the next update video to actually see what the impact of that change is, and I'm going to be curiously keeping an eye on it too to see if I see any major changes when I do look into it. But for now, let's hop over into what my Wealthsimple Trade portfolio has been looking like. Okay, so now on to my Wealthsimple Trade portfolio. This is still obviously one of Wealthsimple's products offering. It's actually a really easy just toggle away when you're on the desktop app. You don't have to log in or out of something else. You just switch into that screen, or it is a different app if you're on your mobile phone. Now this platform is not a robo-advisor. Instead, it's for investing yourself, so more active or hands-on investing. You can still use it to do the investing in those different funds like I mentioned before, like VTI or XIC, any of them. You can search for those yourself and actually put money in and build up your portfolio in a DIY, do-it-yourself way. But because I already am invested in these funds on my robo-advisor, instead I use Wealthsimple Trade to invest in single stocks specifically. So right now at the time of filming this video, and it is going to be a few weeks until it gets released, so keep that in mind, some things might have changed. But at the time of filming this, I currently have $3,141 in my Wealthsimple Trade account. And the return is currently sitting at $192.89, which is about an 8.57% increase, which is nice to see. Okay, so the 5 stocks that I've invested in so far are Algonquin Power, or AQN, Bell Canada, or BCE, Brookfield Renewable, or BEP.UN, Emera, which is EMA, and TELUS, which is the stock ticker T. Also, at the time of actually filming this video, all of the positions are up right now. They're in the green, which is nice to see. Obviously, that can fluctuate, but let's go through what they're looking like right now. And I'm going to pull up my notes for this one. So right now, Algonquin Power, or AQN, the average price that I have invested in the stocks is $18.99. The current price is $20.05. I also have 24 shares of these, and that means my return is currently $25.38 or 5.57%. Next is Bell Canada. In that case, my average price of buying them is $54.84. The current price is up to $63.56. I have 3 shares only of Bell, and my return is at 15.9%. Next is Brookfield Renewable, BEPUN. The average price that I have bought the shares for so far is $48.53, and the current price is $48.60. In this case, I have 15 shares, and my return is only at 0.14%. That was even fluctuating throughout the day today, so pretty much at a break-even point. Next is Emera. The average price that I've bought the shares for is $49.85. Their current price is $58.47. I have 7 shares, and my return has been 17.29%. So pretty high. And then the last one is TELUS. Average price that I bought the shares for is $25.41. Current price is $28.33. I have 17 shares, my second largest holding in terms of amount of shares. And the return has been $11.44%. So overall, my best performer right now is Emera, EMA. I think that's the same best performer I had in the last update video, so looking good for them right now. And my worst performer, like I mentioned, is Brookfield Renewable, which is pretty much at a break-even point at the moment. Now, I actually do plan on putting some money finally into a company that I had my eyes on for a while. I think we've mentioned it in a few past videos before, but that is Aritzia. Aritzia is one of my favorite clothing companies. Pretty much anything you've ever seen me wearing is from there, including the sweater. Anytime you see me wearing a sweater or a shirt in these videos, it's almost for sure from Aritzia. It is my favorite store. It's also a company that we've seen grow a lot over 2021 alone. They've handled the pandemic well. We also see long-term growth for that company, and they're a Canadian company as well. I'll make sure that we link a video here where I think Den talked a little bit more about Aritzia specifically, so you can hear more of our thoughts on it there. Okay, I am here from the future. The video you guys are watching right now, I actually filmed a few weeks ago, but I'm hopping in pretty much right before we post it so that I can actually buy the stocks that I said I was going to with you all on camera. So I'm gonna pull up my Wealthsimple Trade app, and it will probably pop a screen recording on the screen for you right now, and let's buy some Aritzia. Okay, so I'm in the app right now, and let's go down to my watch list, where I've had Aritzia on there for a while. Okay, and I want to talk a little bit about what the stock's been doing over the last year pretty much. So if we look at the graph, they've obviously had some pretty crazy growth over the last year, honestly a little bit more than a year now. Now, when I first was thinking about buying Aritzia, it was back in the end of January of this year when it was trading at about $27. And at the time, we thought that that was a little bit expensive. And if anything, maybe there would be a dip down, mostly because, as you can see, it had been on such a hike since the pandemic still. So I thought maybe there would be some drop down and a cheaper time to buy it. But unfortunately for me, it's only been going up and up, which doesn't surprise me. Obviously, I do believe in the company. So as you see, if I was kind of smart about it and keeping a closer eye, I would have probably grabbed some in June when there was a slight dip. Since then, it's been quite back up on the hikes up. I think largely it's because things have been reopening, their stores have been reopening, and they're not just having online growth anymore. They've actually been opening more and more stores. I know that there's a more luxury Aritzia that's opened up in Toronto, Sherway Gardens specifically. Haven't gone to see it yet, but I hear it's a little bit fancy. So a lot of growth coming their way. So luckily it's gone down since it has earlier this week, so that's nice for me. It looks like the price is currently $42.50, so let's buy some shares. So as always, my TFSA account, I'm just gonna do a market buy because the price is good right now. That's what I'm looking for. It's less than what it was gonna be the other day. Okay, so it looks like I can do pretty much exactly 20 shares. I'll have like $5 left over at the moment. So let's do that. Oh, did I do the math wrong? Okay. I see, that's kind of interesting. So it said that it needs to have a little bit more buffer room if you're doing a market buy in case the price changes in that moment. So I'm just gonna switch to a limit buy and do it for $42.50 instead. I never tried to do it that way. Cool. Okay, so back to here. We'll do the 20 shares, and now it should let me do it. Markets are currently closed, but it'll go through once they open up again. Now I'm confirming my purchase of 20 shares at $42.50 at the limit order, and a cost of $850 overall. So let's click confirm order, and we're done, nice and quick. And now back to past me filming the rest of the video for you. All right, everyone, that is a wrap for this video and the second Wealthsimple portfolio update that I've done to date, which is exciting. Stay tuned for the next one. Make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss it. And also, if you haven't checked out the past one or a Wealthsimple platform review overall, make sure you check those out after this one. Also, if you haven't seen any of our other previous videos on money, investing, salaries, everything in between, make sure you check them out next door, and we'll be back soon with more videos and content for you to watch too. See you then.